So tonight, rather than give you a speech, I thought I would read you a fairy tale, okay? Because most of your education started out with fairy tales, so I thought it'd be nice to end with a fairy tale, okay? I like fairy tales. Once upon a time, before the internet and before cell phones and before you were even born, there existed a magical time. That time was called the 80s, okay? It was a special time when women wore shoulder pads like football players, rock bands had hair past their shoulders, and your parents were actually cool, okay? It's hard to believe, I know. It is a fairy tale after all. During this time, there was a movie called Trading Places. It starred Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. In the magical time of the 80s, both these actors made really funny movies, okay? In this movie, Dan Aykroyd was the successful result of going to all the right schools, knowing the right people, and using the right connections. Eddie Murphy was the exact opposite, a streetwise troublemaker scraping just to get by. Near the beginning of the movie, two old men are talking and debating about whether nature or nurture was the determining factor in a person's success. Nature versus nurture. It is an idea which asks whether a person is successful because of his environment and upbringing, how he is nurtured, meaning cared for, or whether a person's nature, his natural abilities in life, determines his success. You get this concept. It's either his natural ability or the environment and contributing factors around the person, right? Most of your parents understand this instinctively. Because, for an example, when you're doing really well, it's because of their superior parenting skills. And when you're doing really bad, it's because of your bad nature, okay? Back to our story, okay? The two old men decide to test out this theory and make a bet to see which one is right. They then proceed to change the lives of our stars to show how by changing their surroundings, changing factors in their environment, they can make Dan Aykroyd a failure and Eddie Murphy successful. They do a lot of things to make this happen. And throughout most of the movie, you see Dan getting worse, and Eddie getting better and better and better. Finally, Dan is a beaten man, and Eddie is wildly successful. The first old man has proven his side of the argument and won the bet. He proved that one's environment formed and changed the lives of our stars. Bad old man. But wait, the story doesn't end there. You see, Eddie and Dan figure out what's going on and set out to create their own plan to get back at the two old men. Yay, revenge, right? They then do a bunch of stuff, and the old men lose a bunch of money, and our stars get a bunch of money, okay? And the movie has a happy ending. A lot of movies in the 80s had to do with people getting a lot of money, okay? It was a different time. That's when people cared about money, not like now, okay? So maybe you're sitting there wondering, so what's the point? Yeah, Mr. Zwers, what is the point? Did nature beat nurture? Why are we talking about this? And when do I get my diploma? Well, this is a fairy tale, and as we all know, fairy tales usually have a lesson. So what is the message of this story? Is it that you're supposed to avoid old people? Is it that nature beats nurture? Is it that money is good? No, my friends. The lesson of this story is when you're the star of the movie, things normally work out in your favor. Okay? And that is what I hope for each of you. In many ways, your life until now has been a rehearsal. And now it's showtime. We've done what we could to teach and inspire you. Now it's time to take the leading role in the story of your own lives. Many people go through life as a minor character in their own lives, timid, worried what others will think of them, being afraid to take charge, always following another's wishes, ignoring their own hopes and dreams. These people take minor roles, being more interested in the lives of others than their own. Maybe this is somehow linked to reality TV, watching other people live their lives rather than living our own, watching others' lives and wishing they were our own, or being very happy that those people's lives aren't ours, but still we're watching them. Watching rather than living. It's not just related to TV. Some people wait around their whole life waiting for their big break, hoping for something good to happen to them rather than making it happen. But on the other hand, let me give you some examples of the advantages of being the star. Bullets don't hit you when you're shot at, and even if they do, it's usually just a minor wound. The star gets the girl or the boy. Stars drive cooler cars. And best of all, the star is still there in the final scene of the movie, okay? Now, I'm not suggesting to you that you run around frantically trying to gain everyone's attention all the time. I just want you to lead your life and not have life lead you. So for you, the class of 2008, my hope is that you take on the starring roles in your lives, your big, big lives. We've done what we could do to teach you, to give you meaningful experiences and help you as needed. Now it's up to you. And the class of 2008 lived very exciting lives ever after. The end. Thank you.